Man, I can't believe Chris died.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Chris being dead. Oh, he's here. He's alive.
What?
We still have a review to do. Abashed the devil stood and felt how awful goodness is. I'm Chris.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Levi.
Today we watched The Crow.
Ah.
That was good. That was really good. This 1993 cult classic is about a couple who gets murdered and the boyfriend comes back to seek his vengeance. What'd you guys think?
Brandon Lee's pretty handsome.
Yeah. This movie stars Brandon Lee, son of Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I've never seen this film, so I never
Me neither.
did not know what I was getting myself into. I was expecting more action because of who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't see that, so I did not like that. But
I mean, there were some.
there's action, but it wasn't like Bruce Lee action, you know?
Well, yeah.
So I was expecting that, did not get that. There were some okay parts, but the movie was really like, I don't know what the word to say, but like edgy or like...
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, and so I guess we were going to probably talk more about that, but I
Yeah.
wasn't too much into that part of it. You want to say something?
Yeah, I didn't really like it. Thought it felt too edgy. It was trying so hard to be cool in that sort of like hot topic kind of way. And like that's not my thing. And like I get why people like this, like how it's a cult classic. Like it's just there. I mean, there's a lot of cult classics I really love, but this isn't like those ones. I don't know. My main issue is that it was trying really hard to be cool, and I didn't really care about much what was going on because it doesn't really like give you a chance to. Like, kind of just tells you that he was in love and she got killed, so he has to murder all these other guys.
Yeah, that's kind of what I saw, is that there was no like stakes until like the very end. They kind of put something in there.
Yeah, the climax gave us clear and like good stakes, I would say. Like that's when I was like, oh, there's gonna be some consequence.
But there was
in
nothing
some way.
leading up to that, really.
Yeah.
To like kind of hint that that was coming.
Yeah.
I felt.
Okay.
I have more to talk about.
Do you have thoughts on them, Chris? Or
I really like this movie. It's fun, and I like the style. I like sort of the gothic tones, and I like the music, which is it's a lot of like good old 90s rock and roll.
yeah.
If we go on the music, I would say that there's pieces of score that I think is pretty good, but the rock music was like really cringy to me. Like I was like, I feel like I'm like riding in the car with those like with like the you know, like how do I put that?
Just
Like-
say it.
Like I feel like I was riding the car with all the like the weirdos and they're playing their music. Not saying you're weird if you like the music,
Yeah,
but,
you are.
but it just like kind of felt that way. And I was like, especially like when he like burns down that one place but takes the guitar with him, I was like,
Well, he's in a band.
Yeah.
okay.
He's a musician.
Jokerman's, or what was it? It was Jokerman's.
Hangman's Joke.
Hangman's Joke, yes. So I was trying to think of like what that was. Like maybe he was alluding to that he escaped death, or I don't know, or something, or trying to.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of the. It's like a name
Yeah.
that a '90s band would have.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it could be, he's alive and he's supposed to be dead. That's
Yeah.
the hangman's joke.
I mean, I'll say some things that I did like. Once I kind of understood like the type of movie it was, I did enjoy. I enjoyed the parts that were kind of over the top for what they were. I liked the part when he's at the pawn shop, and he puts the rings inside the shotgun, and then there's the shot where it shoots out. I really liked that. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think Keegan giggled at one part where he puts up all the explosive into that car with the guy and shoots him off the pier. I like that. I thought it was like, okay, that's kind of fun. And
Most
then,
of the times I giggled in this movie was because it was like giggling at cringe stuff.
it was a little bit, but I like that part. And I like that he put the raven in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
I like the outline. That was kind of, okay.
There's a lot of parts in this movie that are very stylized.
Yeah.
And this movie is based off of a comic book that came
Okay.
out in like 1989. So, I mean, there's definitely like comic book elements to this movie. I'm glad you liked something about it because
There's a couple things I like too. We just haven't talked too much yet. So.
Okay.
Some of the dialogue is a little, whatever. But there's some parts that the dialogue is pretty clever, and like I like how some of the characters talk. Like
Yeah.
with T-Bird, like he could say his friend was killed. He's like, well, Tintin found himself perished or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And fun, having fun with the dialogue.
I noticed like when he's in the pawn shop again, I think he recites, I think it's Edgar Allan Poe or something. So there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, the Raven.
Yeah. So I thought that was a nice touch for what it was trying to do.
Yeah, and the line that I quoted in the beginning is from Paradise Lost.
Did they reference that in the film?
Yeah, he reads the book. T-Bird reads the book while they're like grabbing onto the girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had a feeling that you guys might not enjoy this as much as I did, but I took a risk.
Yeah.
And
that's not a problem.
I know.
So we were kind of talking about the cat a little bit. One thing I noticed is that when he first shows up to his apartment, what's his name?
Eric?
Yes, Eric. The cat is kind of like mean and hisses at him. But then once he puts on the makeup, the cat like recognizes him. So I was trying to figure out if that was something. I might believe that the cat is also a ghost. Because, like, I don't know.
No, he
So,
touches the cat and triggers the memory of the cat looking at everything
Okay.
going on.
But he's really nice to him once he puts on the makeup. So I'm like,
I don't know.
And then you were saying that
Have you ever owned a pet?
yes,
Has your pet ever like scratched you or tried to bite you?
all the time.
Leroy doesn't do well with animals, apparently.
But yeah, I was just trying, because like, how would he survive that long alone in the apartment?
Like I was saying during the movie, a lot of cats like to go outside, and when they go outside, they kill things and eat it.
You see that white fluffy cat though?
Yeah.
Snowball?
That's what
Snowball wouldn't be able to do that.
if he would be dirty if he was outside all the time.
Was he not super dirty?
No, he
It's
was
always
white.
raining in the city too.
He's
so.
always white and perfectly.
Rains don't equal showers, Chris. We've talked about this.
Don't judge me. that's completely a total.
I haven't been able to sniff you today. Do you smell clean? Here, let me get a little sniff here.
Trying to steal my essence.
That smells good. One thing I wanted to bring up about the fight scenes, the punch sound effects are so bad.
It's very.
Yeah, it sounds like they took it from, like, you know,
like a cartoon.
yeah, and they're so clean. They don't sound like they're hitting the people that are getting hit.
Yeah.
Also, you were talking about how, like, you expected more from the fighting.
Yes.
One scene that I was kind of excited about was when he came to the table of all the baddies.
Yes.
And he, like, goes under the table and starts pulling guys under and, like, beating them up, and you don't really see it. And I was like, if he literally beats up or kills everyone under the table and we don't, like, see it happen, then I'll love this. But he only did it for, like, a couple guys, and then he stood up and just shot everyone else, pretty much.
He shot people, and I didn't notice this until this last watching. He shot people with a regular pistol, but then he was shooting guys with a revolver in the other hand.
Yeah.
But he kept firing off shots, and we didn't see him reload.
Yeah.
And the most that a revolver can shoot, I think the most one can shoot is like maybe 8 shots.
Yeah, it's like...
If it's like a
6
fancy
and
one.
8.
Yeah.
But it's usually a 6-shooter. There's usually 6 bullets in a revolver. So, but he's just going bam, 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 bam. You know.
That's the thing about this is, like, you talk about it being kind of like goofy and like being a comic book movie technically and stuff, but like I felt like it was taking itself way too seriously to be like to allow stuff like that to happen. Like if the tone was a little more like goofy like a comic book, then something like that wouldn't bother me.
But you could say the same thing about like The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight doesn't take itself as seriously as this, I wouldn't say. And there's also the difference between Dark Knight and this is that Dark Knight feels like it has something to say. I didn't feel like there was much to say from this movie. Like, he doesn't learn anything about vengeance or revenge. Like, he just kind of does it and like finishes, and then he's able to rest. But it's like, it's just he's gonna get revenge and he gets it.
It's
like,
about teaching them a lesson that being bad guys is wrong, or else you'll get killed by a ghost.
Another thing is, like sometimes, like the scene where he kills all the bad guys at the table, he's just going crazy, and then the cops show up and they start shooting at him, and then he starts running away, and I'm like,
He's not gonna shoot at cops.
I know he's not gonna shoot at them, but why is he like dodging bullets when he's invincible at this point? I don't
know.
Yeah, it didn't really make sense to me. Because they all start unloading on him, and he's just like, trying to escape.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know, but he was like dodging, it seemed like, and so that was something for me. Is I didn't understand the motivation behind some of the actions.
Okay.
I'll say a couple things I did like.
Thank God.
So the technically second scene with him and Ernie Hudson in Ernie Hudson's apartment,
Yeah.
thought that was a pretty solid scene. Like, I was like, there's some good stuff in here. They've got a pretty decent dynamic, but they don't really do much with it after, which is what I was kind of upset about, because I was like, I feel like they've got some pretty good chemistry. They just only get like one real good scene together. And then, I mean, I don't necessarily like it, but I feel like there was something between him and the younger girl who, what is their relationship again?
So Shelley, Eric's former girlfriend, fiance, would like take care of Sarah and like let her hang out and stuff and like keep her off the streets. So I'm sure he had some sort of relationship with her because he was with Shelley.
Right, that's the other thing, is that we kind of have to assume the relationships, which is a little, for me, kind of like... Anyways, so with her, there feels like there could be something really good there, and like it's kind of there, but then again,
but they don't establish their relationship like you said.
And so there's not much to like really like care about. So like when she gets in trouble and he goes to save her, it's just kind of like, okay.
I don't know 100%. This could have been a comic book series and they just condensed it all into one movie. That could also be.
But then still made sequels.
Yeah. Well, there's different guys are the Crow. Like he doesn't come back every time.
Yeah.
It's different people being the Crow. I enjoy the climax of this movie. It's in a church, like a very like Gothic style church. One thing I would say is the Asian woman who is
The girlfriend or something.
he says it's his sister,
Yeah.
which is very upsetting considering what they do with each other.
Yeah.
But she likes to take people's eyes, as we saw earlier in the movie. And she even makes a comment about Sarah, the little girl's eyes. But the way that she dies is pretty ironic, wouldn't you say? The crow literally pecks out her eyes, and then she falls
I
down
never noticed that.
the steeple or whatever the tower
Yeah.
like to the ground.
And she grabs the bell.
Yeah, she grabs.
So when he got wounded, I was like, oh, this will be interesting because it'll make me think that like Ernie Hudson's gonna bust the bad guy, the main bad guy, and no, it didn't happen because he got shot and then he had to lay down.
You thought the movie called The Crow about Brandon Lee's character was going to be subversive,
Yeah,
and
I was getting that's what I mean.
he has to have a
is
showdown.
I was getting excited. I mean, you don't always have to have a big showdown.
Yeah, you do.
But that's I don't know. I feel like I got exactly what I wanted.
Here's what I mean is like I thought there would be like something interesting that they would like tie back to like their relationship or something. Like I just thought it would be interesting if Ernie Hudson, busted him up or something. And he's like, the crow could be like, the living aren't through with you yet.
Like Black Panther.
Yeah.
We should talk about
Yes, the crow in the room.
yes. So this movie was Brandon Lee's last movie because on the set he was accidentally killed.
I was actually kind of interested in kind of like behind the scenes because I don't know when in the production it happened. That scene happened early, and so I'm guessing that they shot out of order, which most movies do, But I was like trying to see if there's do you know if there's any shots where it was actually not him but a double or something?
I don't know.
Okay.
As far as I read, they didn't have anybody have it be like a stand-in or whatever.
There was like one scene where the little girl, like hugs him in the apartment, and I never saw his face in that whole scene. So I was wondering if like that was something.
That could have been the last thing that they shot, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. That was just me guessing, and like I mean, I kind of knew the story, and so maybe we'll cut this part out. But like, there's every scene that he got shot, I kind of like winced. Because I was like, is this... But I know they probably would not have put that in the movie.
I certainly hope not.
Yeah. But I was like, it just kind of reminded me of the whole situation. And it was kind of hard to, like, think about that. And, like...
Yeah, that'd be pretty dark.
Yeah.
If this was a cult classic and also a snuff film.
Yeah. I don't think they would put that in there. Yes.
Levi.
Yes, ma'am.
How would you rate this movie?
So, there were some things I liked about it. But overall, it wasn't my type of movie. I understand how people would like it and if they're into that type of stuff. But for me, I'm going to give it a thumbs down.
Yeah, kind of the same thing with him. Like, I found a little bit to like about it, but it's definitely not a movie for me, really. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a thumbs down.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get into it.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I enjoy this movie. I don't take it too seriously. Obviously, it's not a masterpiece. but I like the visual style. I like the music. I like the, I don't know, the tone, I guess. And I like the theatrics, of course. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll give it a nice thumbs up. I guess that's it. It can't rain all the time.
Even in Seattle.
Hello, Seattle. I'm just gonna get it worked up a bit. Okay.